Hi everyone, thanks so much for watching. This is going to be a pick a card tarot reading, and this is all about your spirit baby or your future child. So when you're watching this, you might be pregnant, you might even have recently had a baby, but you definitely don't have to be pregnant. Okay, you may not be getting pregnant for many, many years from now. Okay, or maybe it is just around the corner. It's definitely going to be different for everyone. But this reading is reaching out to your spirit child. So we all have a spirit baby before they are born. If we choose to have children, you have your baby in spirit with you right before they come in to incarnate into this next life. And your spirit baby is with you during your life, very much connected to you and offering you guidance as another spirit guide. We all have a team of spirit guides, and your spirit baby is definitely one of them. So yeah, we have 3 different cards to choose from. I'm just gonna be doing a little introduction, so if you're feeling impatient, you can go ahead and click a timestamp and get to it, but I will just give a little bit more of an introduction. So we have the first pile is this rose quartz. Pile number 2 is red carnelian. And pile number 3 is labradorite. So it's a little hard to see in the video, but it does have like, it looks very dark, but it has like these really shiny colors. Maybe if I put it near a candle, you can see. Unfortunately, it is very hard to see on film, but it's a very beautiful crystal. They're all beautiful. I don't want to put any bias out there, but if you do feel drawn to more than one pile, that's perfectly fine. You could also be wondering, well, spirit baby, what if I have more than one kid? So in the future. So this is really probably going to be most strongly connecting with your first child that you have. Or like if you are already a mother or a father, then this is probably going to apply to the next spirit baby that you're going to have. So basically, like whatever spirit baby is on deck, basically, because of course, if you end up having many children, then you have many spirit babies that exist. So I feel that I'm going to most strongly resonate with your first, or like I said, if you already do have children, then your next one coming up. It is definitely possible to pick up on more than one energy too. And if you are like feeling like you really can't decide a pile, like you're strongly drawn to all of them, I could be picking up on 3 different spirit babies here too. Okay, but yeah, definitely go with your gut. You can choose more than one. Yeah, I'm trying to think. I don't want this intro to be too long, so we could just get to it. Oh yeah, I will also say, so this reading is really going to be about 2 different things. So one is that I'm going to try to figure out your future child's personality and what they're going to be like and what it'll be like raising them when they're kids. Going into teen years, adult years, all that. And then I'm also going to pick up on, like, in this current moment, how is your spirit baby reaching out to you? What are some signs that you know that they are with you? And just ways that they are connecting with you, and possibly any messages that they have for you. Maybe they have some advice for you or some words of wisdom. Yeah, and I'm not going to pick up on gender, Okay, I'm not going to say male or female. However, there will probably be either feminine or masculine energy coming out. But that is not going to apply to physical sex, okay? Because you can have boys with feminine energy, girls with masculine energy, vice versa. Okay, so just to give that disclaimer, I think I've basically covered it. So, yeah, go ahead and pick your card, pick your pile, your crystal, and get to your timestamp. Hello there, pile number 1. You chose this rose quartz here. So we're going to start out by rolling the dice here. And we are picking up on your spirit baby. Okay. So what do we have? We have the number 8. We have the sign of Leo. And we have Saturn. Okay, so we'll start out with the sign of Leo. Now, this does not necessarily mean that your baby will be a Leo. Of course, it's very possible that your baby could be a Leo. I'm not going to rule that out, but this could also apply to timing too. So not only could your baby be born in Leo season, your baby could also be conceived in Leo season. So there is that. But I am definitely picking up on this sign here. Okay, you might have some of this in your chart. Maybe your baby daddy will have some of this in his chart. If you have a feeling who the father is, or maybe you have no idea at this point. So this is giving like a lot of theatrical energy. This is kind of like dramatic, but not necessarily in a bad way. I feel like people think of that as a negative word, but dramatic in the sense that like your spirit baby, they feel a lot of feels. And like I said in the intro, how your spirit baby is with you and watching over you, and your spirit baby in particular is feeling everything that you feel at the same time. So when you go through things in your daily life, when you go through your struggles and your challenges, as well as your successes and your happiness, your baby really, they feel it right with you. They are just like on this ride with you. They kind of feel like your life is a roller coaster, but again, not in a negative way, because I feel like people think that's automatically negative, not like chaotic, but a little chaotic, but like in the best way possible. Your life very much is like very high highs and low lows, and your spirit baby is down for that. That's why they are choosing to attach themselves to you and choosing to incarnate into your life, because it's just like so intense and very high highs and low lows. You know, it's never boring. And they're coming here to feel all the feels with you. So number 8, it does kind of coincide with Leo, because Leo season is in August, and August is the 8th month. So this is definitely giving us another sign about timing, and the month of August in particular, because I know Leos can also be born in July, but I'm seeing something more drawn to August. So August could be very significant. Some of you, if you are Taylor Swift fans, the song August popped up in my head, so that could possibly be significant for you. But yeah, like I said, like your baby could be born in August. They could also be conceived in August too. So there's that. Something about August here. 8 is also like a very intense number here. So like I said, with like the intensity of your life and how your spirit baby is very much intense themselves, and they are matching that energy with you, and they are just down for the ride. Um, your baby is not here to live a perfect life. They are here to break the rules. They're here to challenge authority, and they're kind of here to dominate too, which the phrase sounds silly. I didn't even want to say it out loud, but it was like in my head. Your baby is here to dominate, which I can't say without laughing, because I just think of like a literal infant ruling the world. But like, that's what your spirit baby is. They are ambitious, and they will grow up to be, you might not see it when they're just a little infant, but as they grow older, they will be um they'll be climbing up the ladder. I see them like taking on a very business, like boss type of figure as they grow older. And they're like, when they grow up, they're really gonna like climb that ladder and really work to just be boss. I could see them becoming CEO, which is just like crazy to think, but you know, like all CEOs were a baby at one point, you know? So it sounds kind of crazy to say, but like they will they will live an intense life. They are here to conquer. They're here to challenge authority. They're here to be the boss, basically. Um, Now, 8 is also the 8th house, which is connected to Scorpio. So, Scorpio could also be significant for some of you, whether that's in your chart, your baby daddy's chart, or baby mamas. Sorry. I don't want to assume that I'm only reading for women, because obviously this can apply to men. But yeah, Scorpio season too could also be of significance. Okay, so maybe your baby will be a Scorpio, or maybe they'll be conceived during Scorpio season. Now, Scorpio season is going to be late October to early November, and Scorpios are conceived on Valentine's Day, which I know that because I myself am a Scorpio born on November 14th, proudly 9 months after Valentine's Day. So that's how I know that off the top of my head. Anyway, we also have the Saturn here. So this is giving very, very disciplined energy. So your spirit, your spirit baby, when they come into this world, they are going to be someone who is very disciplined, very, just like a really strong work ethic. But I can see them, you know, like in the far, far future, building a career that they're very passionate about, but they're also very disciplined about. So they're not going to go into a work field that doesn't make them feel something. You know, they have to feel like whatever their future job is, they have to feel like that is their life purpose. So they do have to really have their heart in it, but at the same time they also have their head in it, because they're going to be extremely like disciplined. They might even be like a little cutthroat. Like I said, like this spirit here, this is going to be a person who really will do anything to succeed. Like they will kind of, I don't want to say that they're going to step on people. That's because that sounds very malicious, and I'm only getting good energy here. I'm not getting any maliciousness, but like they will just like, they'll do whatever they have to do to win, basically. Um Saturn is also connected to Capricorn and Aquarius. I also love that I got Saturn because of the Capricorn Aquarius thing going on with Pluto. Now, if you don't know anything about astrology, this might kind of go over your head. You might want to fast forward. I don't know. But if you do know anything about astrology and you know that Pluto has been making a major transit and it began in early 2023. And this is continuing to go into late 2024, where Pluto is going from Capricorn to Aquarius. And Pluto hasn't changed zodiac signs in 15 years. So it's been since 2008 that Pluto came into Capricorn. And because we have retrogrades, it's sort of been a very gradual change. So since 2023, Pluto has been, it first moved forward to Aquarius, and then retrograde happened, so it took a few steps backwards into Capricorn, and then a few months later, it went direct back to Aquarius, and so, yeah, you get it. It's been going kind of back and forth, so yeah, this could definitely represent, because Saturn is connected to both Capricorn and Aquarius, I feel like for a lot of you, you're going to have this baby pretty soon, especially if you are watching this in, like, I'm filming it right now in the very, very end of 2023. So it'll probably be at least 2024 when you're watching this. If that is the case, then it's very likely you will have your baby by the end of the year. Like, very, very likely it could happen while Pluto is still doing that, like, dance between Capricorn and Aquarius. Okay, and Pluto will be officially settled in Aquarius at the very end of 2024. Okay, so that is what I have for the dice portion. I'm going to put these aside, and I'm going to take a quick sip of water, and we will start with your oracle cards. Okay, so let's start with the dragon and the unicorn cards. So your dragon card, I have the silver dragon, illuminates your potential with higher light. Access untapped resources, look into your soul, see higher possibilities. And the cosmic emerald, create perfect health, access divine abundance. Okay, so we are connecting with your spirit baby, and your baby is showing me silver and green / emerald. So first of all, health and abundance is a big theme here. So something really important right now is your health. And if you are trying to conceive, or if you're kind of maybe struggling a little bit to get pregnant, you definitely want to pay a lot of attention to your health. And there's a lot of that needs to be balanced before your baby can come into this world. You really want to prioritize that. You also want to this is going to sound kind of common sense, but really, like, having a lot of money too. And I don't want to say like a lot, but like just having the resources is going to be very important. But yeah, you definitely just want to be very proactive with your health. The spirit baby is very, very much health conscious. And there are some habits, there could be some toxic habits that need to be dropped before your baby can really come into the physical plane here. Um, whether you are a man or woman, whether you are physically getting pregnant with this baby or not, like you really do want to take care of your health here. Um, but I also feel like your baby is going to be a big motivating factor for your health, and they will really like the moment you find out you're pregnant, it's like you're going to look at your health and in a whole new perspective. You're going to really see things totally differently, like the food you eat, the habits you have, your exercise. You're really going to see that in a whole different light once your baby begins to come into the physical plane. And even as you're raising your baby, like especially when they are an infant, you're going to be extremely health conscious. And this is something that is coming directly from your spirit baby. They are really going to teach you this lesson about how to treat your body well and make healthy choices, and not just your body, also your mind and your mental health here. The silver dragon, now this is a very extremely spiritual card. Now some of you really are very worried about your physical resources and really like having enough money. But there is a lot of power within that you could be overlooking, and you could be more focused on the physical rather than the spiritual. And there are ways for you to manifest money in a very like spiritual way, like simply like praying for more resources, for more money. And it doesn't have to be money too. It could also be like help. Like you might think about like raising this baby. I'm going to need help from my family or my friends or whoever. And you have a lot of, you're kind of overlooking the resources inside of you by paying so much attention to the external. It's just your spirit baby is saying like you have a lot of resources within you. So, even though obviously having money is very important for having a baby, you also have you have a lot of wisdom inside of you too. There is this thing that's like, you might be like, I have no idea how to raise a baby. I don't know what I'm doing. But you do have this code inside of you, a maternal or a paternal type of code where like as soon as you have your baby, this will be unlocked. And it's kind of like your best way to go about parenting is intuitively, and just it's kind of like you do have this instruction manual inside of you, and you really need to tap into that. There's no need to get worried about like, oh, I don't know enough about raising a baby. I don't have enough money. I don't have enough people to support me. But it's like you have a lot of inner knowing, and it probably won't be unlocked until you actually have a baby or until you actually get pregnant. And yeah, it's kind of like this hidden instruction manual inside of you. Okay, so what else we have? For your moon card, we have Believe in the Impossible, Blue Moon. Wow. So, first of all, your spirit baby is extremely rare. They have a very rare soul. They're going to grow up to be like nobody else, and there's just something so incredibly unique about them. I am definitely picking up on like a big heart. They are going to be very artistic too, and just very much like unpredictable too. Yeah, I see a lot of like unpredictability and unexpectedness here. Again, if you have been struggling to conceive here or get pregnant, this is your hope that it will happen, but when you least expect it. So, like some of you have been having like some health issues here. You've been worried about your health, or if you are married or with someone, you could be really worried about like your partner's health and how this is going to affect having a child and raising a kid. But you need to really just keep praying on it, keep believing in miracles, and a miracle will come your way. Yeah, there is definitely a very unexpected miracle here on the horizon, and that's really beautiful. So we have hydromancy, illusion. So this is the card of divination. I'm also gonna figure out where I want to put all these cards. So let's do this. Okay, so I am getting some watery energy here. So your baby could possibly be a water sign. That could have something to do with it. Scorpio did come up at the beginning of the read. Scorpio is a water sign. We could also have some Pisces or Cancer energy floating around. So I am actually going to have this book right here for this card. So I'm just going to give it a quick look to see hydromancy. Probably not even saying that right. This is going to be okay. The ancient Chinese and Sumerians were the first people to understand that, and oh, I'm sorry, this is not, I was like handwriting, this is not handwriting. Nostradamus, I'm totally saying that wrong, was the first to record details of scrying in a bowl of water. However, water scrying can be traced back to the ancient Babylonians, who passed the practice on to the Egyptians and Greeks. A scrying temple near Dodonda Oracle housed a large bronze cauldron of water into which people gazed for clear visions. Okay, so this is like looking into a crystal ball, but instead of a crystal ball, it's water. So, first of all, your spirit baby is definitely connecting with you through water. Also, I'm seeing like the lotus, which is a lily pad. So the lotus could definitely be of significance to some of you. That could totally be a sign there. So definitely in your daily life, look out for lotus flowers or like the name Lotus, could definitely mean something here. You can also connect with your baby by practicing hydromancy. I feel like I'm not saying that right. This is really your baby's preferred method of getting in touch with you. And I would definitely look into this. I mean, I'm personally going to look into this after I finish recording this reading, because it's definitely not as common as other forms of divination. But especially like if you like to drink coffee or if you like to drink tea, definitely like before you drink, give a good look into your mug and kind of just stare at it for a moment and just see if you can like pick up on anything, like really meditate with your mug of liquid, whatever liquid it is. It could even be like a glass of water even, but like definitely next time you drink something, just pause and kind of meditate on it and look at the surface of the water, and you could very well receive some really like specific message from your spirit baby that way. Okay, so this next card we have is Cordyceps, Revival. So your baby also connects with you through cordyceps. Now, if you don't know what cordyceps are, they are a type of mushroom, like a smart mushroom. So, not the same thing as psychedelic mushrooms. This is more of a psychoactive mushroom, and it will not get you high or anything, but it will help you out. Cordyceps specifically are said to give you more energy. They're really good for muscle recovery too. So definitely consider getting some cordyceps into your life if you don't already take it. A lot of people take it you could take it as a capsule. They also have gummies, or you could take it as like an infusion to your drink. Okay, but your spirit baby is really recommending this herb here right now, or mushroom technically. So this card, especially underneath the Cosmic Emerald, like there's a lot of energy here. So this card is also saying like your spirit baby has a lot of energy, and like they're very much ready to conquer the world. Like they want to challenge, they want to be challenged in life. They just have like a lot of energy. So I also a little bit of a warning sign, like I hope you're prepared. Like you're going to have a lot of energy in order to keep up with your baby once they are born. So yeah, definitely be proactive about your health here. Okay, and that could be through consuming cordyceps. It could also just be like trying your best to get enough sleep and eating foods that make you feel more energetic, and just keeping up an active lifestyle, because you do have a very active spirit here. And yeah, you're really gonna have to keep up with them, but I think that's absolutely adorable, because they're gonna be like, your baby is gonna be like running around all the time. Like I can see you taking them to the park and they just like run forward and you have to kind of chase after them, and like they're on the playground and they're just like zooming all around, and like they don't even want to be in the stroller. Like they squirm and try to take themselves out of the stroller, because like as soon as your baby learns to walk, as soon as your kid is walking, they're going to be running, they're going to be going all over the place, and they could be talking a lot too. They just have like a lot of energy and a lot of zest for like being alive and being with the world. So yeah, big energy here. So your last oracle is Sign from Above, Guardian Angel. So your baby is sending you signs all of the time, and you probably don't even notice it. It probably goes right over your head, but they are constantly trying to communicate with you and be with you, be closer to you. They are always reaching out to you through the spiritual plane. Okay. And like I said, like through water, that's a big way they connect with you. So, like I said again, like try attempting some water scrying and kind of like staring into your cup of water, tea, coffee, whatever, and see if you can pick up a sign, some kind of image from that. The lotus flower too, or like any type of lily pads too. If you're walking in nature and you see like, especially like a murky pond, if they have like lily pads, then you can definitely expect your spirit baby to be hanging out in that area. They really love like the murky waters. If you see an eagle too, that's another sign too, as well as mountains. The color green, the color silver, they're also sticking out. And a full moon too. Your spirit baby is happiest and most active during the full moon. So definitely get into those full moon meditations, a full moon ritual. That is an excellent way to connect with your spirit baby here. Okay, so it's not over yet. I'm just going to close out your oracle cards and then we're going to get into your tarot cards here. So, the first card I have for you, and it's kind of your overall theme for your baby, is the Fool. Okay, so now we are also picking up on some Aries energy here too. So yeah, this is a lot of newness. I feel like for most of you, I am picking up on someone who is going to be a first-time mom or first-time dad. So, some of you could have another kid already, but I feel like a lot of you who chose this pile, this is going to be your first. And this is something like very new to you as well. This spirit baby is definitely a born leader. They are ready to take charge, to take control. They are ready to grow up and become a supervisor, become a boss, become a leader. You have to be careful too, because this child of yours could end up taking control of you and kind of like bossing you around and telling you what to do, and you really might feel like your baby is the boss of the family, and it's kind of like they call the shots and they tell you what to do. Yeah, there's a lot of newness here too. So even when your kid grows up, they have a lot of youthful energy. So even in their older age, they're always going to seem very young to you. They're always going to feel like your baby, even when they're a teenager, adult, elderly adult, you know. They're always going to seem very young to you in a good way. They're just they're gonna keep that childish energy going, and they're always going to be very passionate and motivated about starting something new. They're going to love adventures and brand new challenges, and they're going to love trying new things too. It also makes a lot of sense that this baby, the spirit baby, chose the first pile, because it's like there's someone who wants to be first with everything. Okay, so like I said, a lot of you, this is going to be your first child. If you do happen to have other kids, this baby is going to really like act like they're your first, and they're really going to like take control. They could also be like your first something else. So like, let's say for example, you already have a boy. This could be your first girl, or you only have girls or one girl. This will be your first boy. It could also be like, yeah, it's just going to be different. Like I said, this is a very unique soul. So yeah, despite if you already have kids or not, there's going to be something very new, some kind of new quality here. Okay, so let's get a little bit more into your baby's personality. We have 8 of Cups. We have Judgment. We have the Page of Cups reverse. And we have 7 of Pentacles here. Oh yeah, there's one more card. And we have the 10 of Swords in reverse. Okay. So, put this to the side. Okay, just gonna take a quick sip of water. All right, so looking at your spirit baby's personality, sorry, I'm just taking a moment to like really take this all in and make sure that I get it right. So, sorry for the short pause. So your baby, they will need a lot of alone time to recharge. They will definitely have like an introverted side to them. So even though they will be a lot of energy, and they'll like take a lot of energy to keep up with them, at the same time they will really need to recharge by themselves. And as much as they love to like get out there and try new things and go on adventures, it's also very important that they have that space and that time to just like be alone and be by themselves, especially as they get older, and they can actually be completely alone. So, they will still want like that me time. There is a very spiritual aspect in them, in that they're gonna feel like having that alone time really helps them connect with their life purpose and what they have to give that's like beyond the external world. They'll also be someone who is incredibly forgiving. This Judgment card really is all about forgiveness and second chances, and so they are not someone who is going to hold grudges here. Also picking up on like the Ten of Swords reverse, like they will never just cut someone off. They will never just forget or forget about a person. They have an extremely forgiving nature here. And when someone does them wrong, they may need to really take some space away from that person to recharge, but they are someone who is very forgiving. They have this very forgiving nature here, which is like really beautiful because they do have a big heart, and it really does take a big heart to not be a grudge holder, you know. They are very hardworking here. They are very disciplined. They have a lot of patience too, and so they will like put in however much time they need into a project in order to get it done. They will have a really strong work ethic too. So like as they get older, their career is going to be something that's very important for them. And yeah, they're really going to want to build up a solid foundation. Now, with this card here, they will be very shy. So your child will have a very emotional side to them, but they will not like to show their emotions. So it's funny, like, even though they have a really big heart, they are not going to want to show that to the world. And because of their strong work ethic and because of their need to achieve and be successful, especially like they'll want to be doing really good at school, they're going to want to get the best grades, they're going to want to land a really solid job and just like keep climbing that ladder. And because of that, you know, they understand the harshness of the world, and that like if you show too much weakness, people can take advantage of you and you can get stepped on. So they have a very soft heart, but they are very much protective of their heart. They're going to be someone who really like deals with their emotions behind closed doors, and it may be hard for them to express their emotions. They're probably going to be like extremely shy. They'll probably be one of those kids who like just doesn't talk, like especially not like in general, but like in social situations, like you know, like at school, they're probably going to be like the quiet kid. They're just going to be very shy and nervous around strangers, more so when they're like really young. Okay, it's not like that'll be forever for the rest of their lives, but like especially like as a little baby, as like an infant, like in preschool or kindergarten, like they're not going to talk much. They're not really going to like reach out to other people. They won't be like they might be super talkative with you, but not someone new. And yeah, just like very much connected with their emotions, very sensitive, but just not showing it on the surface. Okay, so I'm going to lay out another row of tarot cards. We have the Hierophant, the Chariot, the Knight of Swords, the Knight of Wands in reverse, and the Seven of Swords. Okay, so I'm also getting some Cancer energy here. So pretty strong with the water signs. Also Hierophant, could also be Taurus as well. Okay, so I think they will be pretty spiritual, very spiritual, possibly religious too. If you are already religious yourself, they could really connect to that and just embrace like religion growing up or just spirituality in general. It doesn't have to be a specific religion, but just have that sense of being connected to the other side. Yeah, I see someone who is like very much in control. Like I said, like they will have a lot of emotions going on. They will be super sensitive, but they're going to be like extremely in control on the surface, at least. And they will know, despite having very deep emotions, they will know how to control them and handle them and navigate them. They might be a little bit blunt with their words when they speak to others, and they could be very like sharp-tongued and to the point and maybe even a little cutthroat in some situations, but they do mean the best. They just they do this because they are just like so very much in control on the surface, and they do have a lot of passion deep inside of them that helps guide them. But like people who first meet them, they're not going to notice this. When they first meet your child, they're going to see someone who's like very logical, very like chooses the head over the heart. But really the opposite is true. It's just that they're going to be really good at like holding their cards close to their chest. Yeah, they are going to be very clever though. They might even pull a few tricks, okay, but not like in a malicious way. Like they could be kind of a trickster, like in a funny way. Like they will be incredibly smart. Like they'll know how to outsmart you and outsmart other people. I can see them being like very witty in conversation as well. Um, yeah, again, like a very strong sense of self-discipline. I feel like that's been a repeating theme here, and that's very much a big point. Um, and they're also looking to travel too. So when they incarnate into this world, they are hoping that you kind of travel around with them, travel the world maybe. You don't have to go too far, but like they do want to see a lot of different things, and they have a very like adventurous spirit. So they are hoping that when they incarnate on this plane that you will take them all kinds of places, whether they're still a baby or as they get a little bit older. They just want to go on a lot of trips with you. They want you to take them places. Yeah, like I said, they have a strong sense of adventure. So I think that's basically it. I'm just going to take a moment to see like if there is anything else here. I think the final message is that your baby wants to tell you that there's something that you need to forgive about yourself. So you might be kind of in the process of trying to move on from something. There could have been something kind of painful in your recent past, and you blame yourself for it, even though you were actually more of the victim here. But they see that you don't like to call yourself a victim because that makes you feel very out of control and you'd rather take the blame than feel like someone wronged you. But like your spirit baby says that it's okay, and if someone wronged you, that just shows what kind of person they are and what kind of character they have, and you can forgive yourself and you can move forward from this. And in fact, you will probably not be ready to have this baby until you can fully move on from this, and that just means you have to forgive yourself. And definitely don't blame yourself. It wasn't your fault at all, they're saying that they watched you through this whole process and they're on your side, and they're very sorry that you had to deal with someone who has this like very yucky energy. They're saying like disgusting, this person is disgusting. So I don't know if they're talking about like an ex-partner or like just someone from your past. Okay, could have been someone like, I don't know, it could be anyone. So I'm just going to leave it at that. That was really your final message there. And thank you so much for reading. I hope you liked it. I hope this resonated. And thanks for subscribing. Thanks for your positive comments. And namaste. Hello, pile number 2. You chose this red carnelian. And don't mind the sirens in the background. Hopefully that passes real fast. Okay, so let's get right into it. We're going to start by rolling the dice here. Okay, so we have the number 2. We have Sagittarius, and we have Venus. Okay, I'm definitely picking up on feminine energy here with this Venus. Now, like I said in the intro, I don't want to declare sex, but I am getting feminine energy here. Okay, so either you're having a girl or you're having a boy with strong feminine energy. And now that doesn't necessarily mean, first of all, it doesn't have much to do with sexual orientation or anything. Feminine energy it's very spiritual, and it's very passive as well. Very peaceful too. So right away I'm getting like a very peaceful, loving, and passive energy from your spirit baby. This also coincides with number 2, which number 2 is a very giving number. It is the most selfless number, okay? Because first comes 1, and then 2 is like, it's everything after you. It's your other half. It's your external world. It's what you give yourself to. Venus is also the ruler of Taurus, and Taurus is in the 2nd house. So, I mean, Venus is also connected to Libra, but because we have the 2nd house here, I am getting more Taurus energy. Okay, and then obviously Sagittarius right here. So Taurus and Sagittarius are the 2 most prominent signs here. And so that doesn't necessarily mean that your baby will be a Taurus or a Sag. Definitely could be a sign for some of you. This could also be not only the season your baby's born, it could be the season your baby is conceived. That's another possibility when it comes to timing. And as a refresher, Taurus season it's from late April to early May, right? Yes. And Sagittarius season is going to be late November to early December. So April, how many? It's just some quick maths real fast. April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. So I believe that does work out. I think you can conceive, if you conceive a baby during Taurus season and it could be born in Sagittarius season, I think, I don't know. I could also just be having really bad math skills here right now, but okay. Anyways, okay, so what else can I tell you besides Sagittarius and Taurus? So like I said, we have this very like giving energy here and very much loving energy, and I feel like your spirit baby is very much a lover here. The Sagittarius energy also gives them some fire too. Okay, so even though I am getting like more passive and like receptive energy, they still have this like burst of fire inside of them. So that is a very good balance between like taking action and being more passive. Okay. What else am I getting here? So your baby will be very eager to learn, and I do feel like a very adventurous spirit here with Sagittarius energy coming up. Very eager to achieve. They will totally be explorers. They are going to be very interested in like the world around them and like expanding their consciousness and like knowing more and learning more and seeing more. And they also just have like this very soft energy as well. They're going to be someone who's like very receptive, and I see them like growing up to be someone who like people can talk to them about anything. People can really go to them for advice. Your kid is going to be a really great hugger too. They're really going to love like hugging and cuddling and snuggling. Like they're going to be really big snugglers, especially when they're like a little kid. They're really gonna want to lay on the couch watching TV and snuggling with you. Like they're gonna be very much receptive to touch here. So I'm also getting like definitely once you meet your baby and once they're born, like they're really gonna thrive off of that like soft touch. So like massaging their head or like their hair, kind of playing with their hair. They will really love that when you play with their hair. Lots of hugs, just like a lot of physical touch here. That's like that's the biggest message here. What else am I getting? And they'll just also be like very excited to learn too. They'll be very social as well. Like they really want to like learn how people function. And I think they're sort of watching you as a spirit baby right now. And they're looking at the physical plane. And like, I think the thing that they're most excited for in life is to like get involved with like social things. And like right now they're kind of like watching the world from the other side and preparing to eventually be born into this world. And they're really paying attention to like the way people work with one another and like the things people say to one another. Like they really like to just kind of like sit in on people's conversations, and it's like your spirit baby is like really interested in learning how people tick and how they function and what makes a person one way and what makes someone another way. And so like their biggest excitement for being born and coming onto earth is like to make a lot of friends and have all those conversations and like really get into it and really understand like the relationships between people. They will very much be interested in sociology and psychology as well. So I could see, I know this is way into the future, but like when your child grows up and they, go to college, pick a career path, I think they're really going to lean into like sociology or social work or therapy too. I could see them becoming a therapist. Like they're just going to be like really interested in people's lives. And the spirit of yours, they really like to people watch. And that's what they're really like coming into life. Like when they're born, they're going to really want to like people watch. And it's funny because babies, obviously, they kind of just like sit there. But your baby, once they're born, like it's kind of wild, but like even while they're still an infant, like before they can even learn how to talk, they're gonna be like in on people's conversations. And like even before they learn English or learn language at all, learn words, they're just gonna like really study people's body behavior, body language, I mean. And yeah. Um, so that's what I have for your dice portion. So let's get into your oracle cards now. Just gonna move these to the side. So we are gonna start with your dragon card. Sunshine Yellow Dragon helps you to help animals, save animals, heal, respect, and understand them. And I will also pull your unicorn card, Rose Gold Cosmic Pool, bathe in cosmic love, soak up wisdom. Okay. So what I'm getting is, first of all, I'm definitely continuing to see that like your spirit baby is extremely social. Like looking at this card, you see a whole group of animals together. So like I said, I see your kid growing up to have a lot of friends and a big social circle and just be friends with everyone and be super, friendly friends. And even beyond that, though, they will not only love people, but love animals. Okay, so your spirit baby just loves all spirits. And they're not even really going to see much of a difference between people and animals because honestly, both animals have souls exactly how humans have souls. And obviously, there is a difference between animals and humans, but animals very much have souls that, I mean, we could go into a whole thing about animal souls, so I don't want to go too deep into that because that's a whole other thing. Some people argue that like there is a big difference between animal souls and human souls, or you could say they're the same, you know, like I'm a human right now. My next life, I could be a cat, and then the life after that, I could be a human again. You know, some people think animals are like separate, like, okay, you have your cat. I'm just using cats as an example. You have your cat, they die, they're going to be a cat again, or maybe they'll be a dog, you know? But your spirit baby really sees no difference between the souls of people and of animals. Okay, so I think if they do grow up into that kind of school of reincarnation type thought, they will definitely like see no difference between human souls and animal souls. Yeah, just a very big animal lover here. Actually, oh, I am getting a very specific message. So the big message here is that your spirit baby has incarnated as your pet before. So you could have had a childhood pet who already passed away, and in that, like, that animal, their soul was your spirit baby. They have passed on into another life, and that same soul is coming in to be your human baby. Maybe if you know, if you have, yeah, if you ever had an animal that you were very close to, where like you felt like that wasn't your pet, like that was like your child, you could have had that thought for a reason, because it literally is your future child. And this is something that I'm getting is very rare. This does not happen, even this does not usually happen even to animal lovers, because I do think that spirits can definitely bounce back between human and animal souls, but I think it is something that's not common. I think most souls in human bodies, they kind of choose to stay human because that's kind of the easier path, than going back and forth. But I see a real animal lover here. I see your spirit baby who was an animal. Yeah. And that's like a super powerful message right there. And I did not really feel that with the first pile, and obviously haven't done the third pile yet, but this feels very unique to pile 2. So I hope that does resonate, and I hope that you are an animal lover and someone who has had grown up with very special pets. If that's not the case, then that's probably not going to resonate, but I hope that I have an animal lover here watching. Yeah, so let's see. Let's keep going forward. What other messages? Your moon card. Step out of your comfort zone, North Node. Okay, so your spirit baby, they are really gonna come into this world, and really, like, much of their purpose for being born, especially being born by you or into your family, is that they're really trying to push you out of your comfort zone. They're just really gonna like expand your life. They're gonna expand your perception and your worldview. So your spirit baby, like, they have so much soul to them. They've definitely incarnated like many lives. I think this is a very old soul that I'm connecting with. and they just want to keep on growing and they want to bring more growth into the world. So they're just going to totally expand your mindset, like knowing them and like getting to know them better as they grow up, as their personality develops and expresses itself more. You are going to like, you're going to have like a perception shift. Like you're going to think about your life so differently. Like you're never going to see things the same after having this baby of yours. Yeah, they're really going to like just push you to do things that you've been very uncomfortable with doing in the past. They're going to help build a lot of confidence in you as well. And I feel like you could be someone who tends to be more reserved at certain times, but your spirit baby is coming into this world and they are really helping you shine. And when you see them expressing themselves, it's really going to encourage you to express yourself. They are going to be really smart too. So they're going to do very well in school. They might not necessarily fit the mainstream educational system. They might need some different type of learning. They could in fact be like too smart for school. So it's like school might not be challenging enough for them because they are going to be very intellectual and they're going to teach you things too. Like they're going to be one of those kids who is like full of random facts and they're going to like come up to you randomly and be like, did you know that blah, 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 blah? And you're going to be like, what? No, I didn't. Like, how did you know that? And they're going to be like spitting out like all these scientific facts, like at the most random times. And you're going to be like, what? Like, how did you know that? I had no idea. And it's going to be funny because you're going to be like, how is this child so much smarter than I am? Which I'm not calling you dumb at all. But you're a child. Like, you might feel like you're kind of dumb because you're like, how does this little kid know all of these things and I don't? But especially as they grow up and they get older and like once they go to college or if they do choose to go to college or whatever extended education, they're going to be like mad smart and they're just going to be like teaching you things and you're going to be like, what? Like I had no idea. And it might not even be, it doesn't have to be like an intellectual type of smart. It could also be like, it could be a lot of spiritual knowledge. So they could, if they do choose to get deep into spirituality in their adult years, they could really like teach you things like you just had no idea. All of these theories, all of these philosophies, esoteric wisdom, they're going to be teaching you. Yeah, I think that's all I have for that card. Okay, so how is your spirit child connecting with you? We have footprints, direction. So if you're looking for signs for if your spirit baby is talking to you or how they're reaching out to you from the spiritual world, they want you to pay attention to footprints. And this could very much be like all kinds of footprints, like animal footprints. Could also be human footprints. It's like, I'm definitely getting like the sand, like the beach, or maybe like in the woods, like kind of muddy area, like obviously anything, anywhere where you would find footprints is where you could feel more connected to your spirit baby while they're still on the spiritual plane. So also, like, if you do see footprints, definitely like pay attention to that, and it's worth following them. So like see if the footprints lead you anywhere, cuz it could literally be your spirit baby like guiding you to go this way, like in the most literal sense. So like if you're in the woods, I feel like this would mainly be in the woods. I'm not sure where else you would find footprints, like maybe on the beach, maybe in the sand or whatever. Maybe in the street, maybe like an animal stepped in paint and they're leaving footprints. Yeah, keep your eyes open for that, and it's worth following them, and it's also worth like seeing what animal left this footprint. So maybe it's a human, maybe it's deer, maybe it's a dog. Like it's worth noting what animal it is, and whatever it is, there will be some kind of connection to your spirit baby that way. And this message is also saying that, like, your spirit baby is really helping you find direction in life. So, like, while they're here on the spiritual plane before they're actually born, they're really trying to guide you and help you find a sense of direction. And they could see that you're possibly feeling a little lost right now and you don't necessarily know like which step to take next. Your spirit baby is like they're doing whatever they can, like they're trying to give you signs, give you messages to be like, this is what you should do. Like, you should go this way or you should go that way. You know, like, for example, if you're confused about your career path and you're like, should I stay with my job? Should I pick this job? Should I apply for that job? Your spirit baby here is really like giving you nudges into which direction to go. You could have been rejected for a job recently that you applied to or even interviewed for, and if you did get rejected, it's saying like your spirit baby did have something to do with this, and they just wanted to really make sure that you stay at your current job because this is something that like is the best path for you spiritually. And you know, you're at this job for a reason. If you did currently get accepted a new job, then same thing applies. Like your spirit baby had something directly to do with that. Like they could have they really like spirits are something else. They have a lot of power on the other side, and they can really get into the heads of humans and like persuade them to go in certain directions. So like if there's a job that you were meant to have, your spirit baby could have really gotten into the interviewer's head and like really like convinced them to accept you. If this is a job that you're not supposed to have, they could have really gotten into the interview's head and like pushed them away from you. Yeah, like people in the spirit world, or spirits, I should say, because they're not necessarily people. Like they can pull a lot of strings. They have a lot of power to get things done, especially if this is, especially because, not if, because this is your child here. They have that strong connection with you, that invisible string, pretty much. So yeah, they're really here for you. making sure that you make the right choices in life, making sure that you go the right way. So we have horsetail here, which is patience. So this is from the Herbal Astrology deck. So interesting, horsetail. So this is an herb that I'm not super familiar with, but I definitely like the horse itself is really standing out to me, especially because we have like this whole theme of animals already going on. We've definitely established that your spirit baby is an animal lover. And there is something about horses I'm getting specifically. So some of you work with horses, some of you could even know someone who works with horses, or you could live near a horse stable or something like that. You might see horses in your area. Maybe you play The Sims 4 and you just got the horse expansion pack. You know, it could be a virtual horse. But whatever it is, like, this animal is just like popping up. So there is a very strong connection between your spirit baby and a horse. First of all, the next time you see a horse, that is definitely your spirit baby there. They really like to communicate with you through horses. Also, unicorns as well. Obviously, you're not going to see a unicorn, but like if you hear of one, if you like, you know, if you see like a unicorn meme or you see something online about a unicorn because the lore is out there, that is also another sign of your spirit baby coming through. And I feel like the horse really represents the energy that your spirit baby has. They are someone who is very calm and like very patient, as the card says, patience. And they take their time, and at the same time, they're very strong. Because horses, man, they are strong. Like, they are strong as heck. So this is a spirit who like really knows how to defend themselves. So they're not someone who is easily pushed around. In fact, they can be very stubborn in the best way, but they are very patient, very slow moving. This is also a sign I'm getting that you do have to have more patience when it comes to meeting your spirit child. So, like, it could be quite a while before you do meet your spirit baby, before they incarnate into this world. You might have to wait a little longer than expected, and that's okay because it's all about divine timing. And the spirit of baby of yours is really like assuring that you take the right steps in order to meet them at the right time and the right place, because timing is extremely important. It has so much to do with the determination of a soul's life when it comes to the time that and place that they're born. So yeah, your spirit baby is saying, like, have patience. We might not meet each other as soon as you wanted to, but it's just because we have to wait a little bit longer, and it's going to be worth the wait, and there is a reason for this. Okay? And now we have miracle, Christ. Jesus Christ is coming out here in the spread. So some of you, Christianity could be of significance to you. Okay, maybe you are a Christian, or maybe you were raised that way. Maybe you have relatives who are very Christian. You could have had a relative who passed away, grandparents, great grandparents on the other side who are very Christian, because Christ is really prominent here. Your spirit baby they could grow up to have like Christian beliefs. You could be raising them Christian, even if it's not in a traditional sense. Okay, so that doesn't necessarily mean like going to church every Sunday. This could be more about like just getting to know Christ and reading the Bible, reading the New Testament, just having like a lot of interest in Jesus. This is really coming out here. There's also something about a miracle here as well. So I think because you're gonna have to have a lot of patience for this baby to come through. And now some of you could be struggling with trying to conceive, and maybe for some of you it's not happening, and you're really like waiting on a miracle here. And if that's the case, then you can see that a miracle is in the works, and there is some kind of divine reason why you've been struggling to conceive and why it hasn't happened yet. And this is all in God's plan, is what I'm hearing. And you really, like, there's a reason why you have to wait. And some kind of miracle will come through, though. So don't give up, don't be frustrated, and don't assume that it will never happen for you if it hasn't happened yet. Just know that there is some kind of miracle coming through. But again, you will have to wait. It is all in God's timing. Yeah, and you can very much, while you are waiting for your spirit baby, your spirit baby is saying like there is something about Jesus specifically that brings you more connected to the spirit in particular. So reading the Bible, reading Christian books, and so forth, reading about Jesus, that could definitely strengthen your connection between your spirit baby and you, and pull them closer to you. Okay. So I'm going to put these oracle cards aside, and we are going to get into your tarot. So the first card we have is the Emperor. Okay, so your baby is keeping me on my toes because we started out with the super feminine energy, and now we are getting the Emperor, which is super masculine energy. So I am feeling like this is definitely not predictive of gender, and I feel like just so many people of you watching this will have a boy or a girl. So that's a disclaimer here. Like, I feel like there is a reason why you're not supposed to know the sex of your baby too. Actually, your baby, I am getting a specific message, and your spirit baby is saying, don't reveal my gender yet. So you might want to wait until you find out the sex of your baby, like at your doctor appointment when they ask, you might want to say no, which, like, first of all, personally, I'm a very impatient person and I could not stand waiting. Like, I would have to know immediately, am I having a boy or a girl? But like, I am getting a message that it might help for you to kind of wait on that. And kind of let it be a surprise. I think, like, your baby does not want their gender to be known immediately. So, and if you are someone who can't wait and you're like, no, I have to know right away, then it might help to not tell your friends and family right away and just kind of like keep this under wraps. And I don't know why, but your spirit baby is saying, like, don't spoil it. Like, it really wants this to be a surprise for whatever reason. Anyway, we also have the sign of Aries coming out as well. Let's see. So what else am I getting from this? So this is a personality that really likes to be in control, and they really like to take charge. I see a lot of leadership in this personality, and very much they're also going to be someone who's, like, as they get older, of course, like, more into, like, romance. And I feel like they're going to be, like, really into love and finding love. And kind of, like, I almost feel like it's their life purpose to find a soulmate, which is pretty different from the first pile I did. Like, pile number 1, it was, like, more trying to succeed, trying to climb to the top. But for this baby, it's like their purpose is finding their soulmate. And which I know sounds silly as a little baby, but you know, as they grow up, as they get older, even in grade school, they're going to be someone who is just, like, very romantic and very much has romance on their mind. In fact, your spirit baby already knows who their soulmate is. Of course, as soon as they're born and their memory is erased, they're going to have no idea who it is, and they're going to have to find it themselves, and that's all a part of the journey. But as we speak, as your spirit baby is still in the spiritual world, they know exactly who their soulmate is, and they are incarnating specifically to be with this soulmate of theirs, which is, like, really beautiful. I can see you, like, going to their wedding. I could see you with grandchildren. I feel like you're going to be, like, a young grandparent. So, like, even if you're older when you have your baby, I see them, like, settling down really quickly, getting married, like, really young, and you're going to be, like, a young grandma or grandpa. And yeah, that's really, like, their life purpose, and that's, like, so sweet. They want to have, like, a big family too. Like, the bigger the better. You might end up having, like, 10 grandchildren just from your one baby. It's very possible. So that's so cute. So what else do we have? So for your tarot cards, we have, this is the Ace of Swords in reverse. The Five of Wands in reverse. The Ten of Pentacles, also reverse. Two of Swords. and Six of Pentacles. Okay. Okay, so all right, what I'm getting from this is that your spirit baby sees that you are struggling with a decision, and they see that you're very torn between two different paths. And so, as one of your spirit guides, they are working hard to like guide you in the right direction and help you make the right choices, but they see that you're not very confident in your choices and you're not really sure what to do. A lot of you, they see that you are actually not sure if you want to start a family or not, or when you want to start a family. They see that you might even be dealing with some family drama, possibly, or you could be in the space where you don't really want to be around your family. Some kind of possible issue going on relating to family. But you, like, they see a lot of hesitancy coming from you. And now you might think, like, as you're watching this, you might disagree and be like, no, what are you talking about? I want to have a baby. I want to have one right now. I want to have one yesterday. And I'm mad that it's taking this long. But there is a reason for this. There is some kind of subconscious pull going on that you are not fully aware of. And they see that you're just really struggling to believe in your choices, and you feel like you don't have a solid foundation, and that could be kind of holding you off from having a baby because you are worried that you don't have it all together right now. You could be worried about money too. Could be worried about people who don't support you, who some of you are worried that your family doesn't agree with your partner. Okay, so like if you are married or you are in a serious relationship, you might be worried that your family doesn't like them, or maybe their family doesn't like you, or some kind of like anxiety about that. And even if there is no like drama or fighting going on, this could just be like anxiety and something that's like very much in your head. So I'm going to pull the next round of cards. We have Eight of Swords in reverse, the Ten of Pentacles in reverse again. So this is a repeating card here. Interesting. I'm going to keep these together. Eight of Pentacles. Ace of Cups. And the Devil reverse. Okay, so we also have some Capricorn energy coming out here. You know, I definitely see all the signs, but I do see a lot of like earthy signs. So Taurus and Capricorn are sticking out to me, and maybe also Virgo, possibly. But like I said, there's like a lot of signs going on here. Those are worth noting though. So what am I? Sorry, I'm just taking a quick moment to get it in and make sure I don't miss anything. Yeah, this is fascinating, the fact that Ten of Pentacles reverse comes out twice in two different decks of cards. And this is really the card about, like, this is the family card to me. And, you know, it's about like that happy ending and having all your family together, having your pet dog, your pet cats, whatever, having a big house and money. And so seeing this reverse is seeing like there's something lacking with this. So it's like you feel like, I think that if there is some kind of hurdle in trying to get pregnant, or if there is something you're waiting on, I think you're just waiting on having more of a solid foundation and having more of a family. Okay, you might be single and you haven't even found your person, or maybe you're like not yet married. Okay, maybe you are married, but there's just issues going on with one of your families or your in-laws. Could be problems with money, whatever it is. It's like there's this lack of security here on the physical level. But the thing is with the Eight of Pentacles, that you are on your way to physical security. You are on your way to a proposal and marriage and a pay raise and a better job, better money. You're on your way, but again, it's going to take some time. You're not quite there yet. You are going to have to wait a little bit. There's also, with both of these cards here, there is something you need to free yourself from. So it's like the reason you can't create this solid foundation is because there is something toxic you're holding on to. This could be an ex-partner who is distracting you, who you're not meant to be with. This could be a toxic family member for some of you, who is just like causing drama. But this Ace of Cups here is really positive. It's saying that like a new start is on the way. So I do feel like your life is pretty chaotic, and not to sound negative, because trust me, my life is super chaotic, so it happens. But I see this turning around as long as you continue to work hard. I see a new start on the horizon, and your spirit baby is saying to me, it's like your your spirit baby is saying, look, things need to be a little bit more structured before I come in. Because your spirit baby is coming in with this Emperor energy, and this is very much like structured, like in control, like I am the boss. So your baby is like, look, I'm ready to incarnate when the time is right. But things are just a little bit hectic right now on the physical plane, and I am just waiting a little bit until things are a little bit more solid, more predictable, more like put in place. Okay. So yeah, that's all of the reading that I have for you. I hope you enjoyed it. Yeah, overall, your baby seems like extremely loving. Like they're here for love. They're here for romance. They're here to meet up with their soulmate. And they're going to teach you a lot about love too. They're going to teach you many things. So thanks so much for watching. I wish you all the love in the world and many blessings. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for your likes and your comments. I appreciate it so much. Many blessings. Namaste. Hey, pile number 3. So you chose Labradorite, and I still can't get... Oh, there. There you can kind of see the shiny colors. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Look at that. We finally got something. I got something. Yes. You see that? Beautiful. Okay. I'm sorry. I totally had to take this moment to show you how beautiful your crystal is. It's just, you just got to kind of work for it. It's not that like in your face type of beauty. Anyway, okay, I'm glad your crystal is like all activated now that we are on your pile. Anyway, let's get into it. I'm gonna start by rolling the dice here. Give it a nice roll, and this is for your spirit baby. Okay, we have the number 4. We have the sign of Cancer, and we have Mercury. Okay, so right away, these two dice are connecting right away. I love when that happens because Cancer is the 4th zodiac. It is connected to the 4th house. And what do we have here? Number 4. So that works out pretty perfectly. So I'm definitely getting some Cancerian, however you say it, energy here. So some of you, this is very literal in that your baby could be a Cancer. So they could be born during, late June and early July. But they could also be conceived during Cancer season, which is late June, early July. So that may be possibly timing for some of you. Your baby could also end up being maybe not a Cancer sun, but maybe a Cancer moon or Cancer rising. We definitely have this energy very present. Maybe a Cancer Venus. That's also, or a Cancer Mercury, actually, if we want to get really literal here. So Cancer energy, what does that tell us about your spirit baby? So they are someone who is definitely very spiritual here, very much in touch with their emotions and in touch with the non-physical. So yeah, everything in the spiritual world. So I do see them being born and being just like very, very into the spiritual flow. Besides that, though, this also tells me that, first of all, Cancer is very maternal energy. So you could definitely be a man or a father or future father watching this, but I am getting more future mothers watching this. This is more so maternal energy. And I have to say, your baby is going to be either a mama's boy or a mama's girl, but they're going to love their mom, which might be a little hurtful if you're a man watching this. But your baby's going to love their mom. Some of these babies are going to have 2 mothers. Okay, this could be a lesbian couple having a child, possibly. But if this is for a mother and father, they're definitely going to choose their mom over their dad. So yeah, again, sorry dads if you're watching this, but yeah. And besides the whole mother thing, they also are going to be more shy. They're going to be a lot more quiet and introverted. They're going to be someone who loves to stay at home and just like be cozy. And like when your kid is like, as your kid is growing up, they're just going to want to spend their whole weekend just like at home and just watching TV and just like snuggling up in a blanket on the couch. I don't get this being someone super adventurous. They're just gonna be they're going to be a big homebody. They're just going to love to be at home. They're going to love their family. They're going to have a lot of love for their family. So I know I kind of drilled in the whole mamas thing, but like they will love their entire family. They might favor their mom the most, but they will have love for their whole family. It's going to be very important to them. I'm trying to think what else. They will be very connected to the moon as well. They will but also besides Cancer energy too, just like the number 4 itself is it's a very stable number. It very much, it just likes things to be the same and keep the way they are, and very orderly too, organized, structured. Okay, your kid is going to be super organized. They're going to have they're going to be one of those kids that like, I don't know if you remember, I don't know, when you were a kid or being around kids in like play groups, and there's always, there'll be like a toy box, a box of toys, and someone just like throws all the toys out, and like all the kids are just playing with a bunch of different toys, and then there's like that one kid that's like putting all the toys in order, maybe like putting them back or like sorting them into groups. Like I feel like that's going to be your kid, like as they're like in preschool or kindergarten. Like what they're going to be doing for fun is like putting things in categories, and like that one toy, that one baby toy that's like putting the blocks, the different shaped blocks into the, I don't know, I don't even know if they still make these, but I have this vivid memory of this toy from the 90s that's like, there's this wooden block, and you have to like put the right shapes into the right holes. And I just feel like your baby's gonna like love that toy, or like those kinds of toys that's like kind of like puzzles, like how do we make things fit. Like I just see them like playing with those all the time. um okay, what else? We also have Mercury here. And so Mercury is connected to Virgo and Gemini. So we also have Virgo Gemini coming up. So that's, again, that could refer to timing of your baby being born, timing of your baby being conceived, or maybe you yourself, or maybe your partner has either Cancer or Virgo, Gemini in their chart. But anyway, your kid will be, even though they will be on the shyer side, they're also going to be really good with their words, and they will be pretty talkative. So it might, they might be quiet around strangers, or it might take them a while to open up. But like once they start talking, they never shut up. So they are going to be big talkers. They will be very intelligent too. They're going to think a lot. They will love to read. They'll really appreciate it when you read to them at night. That's going to be like their favorite part of the day, is like bedtime stories. They're going to love that. They could grow up to be a writer themselves, or someone who just likes to read a lot, or, they could write stories for fun. I could totally see them writing poems because they are connected to their feelings here. I could totally see them like in grade school and just like writing little poems for fun. Trying to think if there's anything else coming from here. Yeah, one last thing is that They will be a little bit of a trick of oh my gosh, excuse me. I completely choked on my words. They will be a little bit of a trickster. Excuse me. And my throat started like closing up as I tried to say that, so it's almost like they didn't want me to tell you that, but I had to say it. It was right there. Yeah, they're a little bit sneaky, not like in a malicious way, but like in a funny and very clever way, which is really funny because your spirit baby definitely did not want me to tell you that. They did not want you to know that. But it came up. I'm sorry I had to say it. But again, not like they're gonna lie to you or anything, but they will like they'll kind of have fun playing like mind games with you or mind games with other people. And again, like just for fun, like just to joke around and have fun. Okay. So I'm gonna put that aside and we'll look into your oracle. So we have gold and silver violet flame dragon transmutes the old around you with wisdom and grace. It's time for transmutation, magic and healing. Offer service under grace. Ascension lift. Prepare for rapid spiritual growth. Be ready for opportunities. Okay, wow. So, just give me one moment. Okay, so there is something about transformation here. I see like very transformative energy happening. So there is some kind of change going on. I feel like your life is in the process of like this massive transformation. I feel like you're currently going through the thick of it. And your spirit baby is specifically here to keep you grounded through this chaotic energy. So, like I said before, your spirit baby is someone who is very much like, they're very grounded, like with this number 4, like they're organized, they're structured, they like to keep everything in order. And you have a lot of chaotic energy going on around you, but it's all very good because it's all happening in order for you to ascend and reach the next level spiritually. And so your spirit baby is here, like really holding your hand and guiding you through this, through all of these changes. And you might feel like the universe is beating you up right now and giving you all of these tests, these trials and tribulations. But your spirit baby is here to hold you down. And they want you to understand that it all feels like destruction, but what's actually happening is that you're building something. You're in the process of building a new foundation for yourself. There is a lot of things that you're losing. You could be losing friends. You could be maybe changing jobs or schools, or you're doing something different on your career path or moving homes. moving neighborhoods. There's like it feels like you're losing a lot of people in your life, but you're also gaining a lot of new ones as well. So it's just like this massive period of transformation you're facing. And yeah, again, like your spirit baby is there to help you feel grounded and kind of bring you a sense of calmness and a very like grounded energy. So we have the full moon in Pisces, balance spirituality and practicality. You have full moon in Pisces, balance spirituality and practicality. Sorry, my video cut off for a moment because of low battery, but we are back on. So now we have Pisces energy. So this with Cancer, we have 2 water signs here. So very watery energy going on. Again, now Pisces could relate to maybe your baby will be a Pisces sun, moon, or rising. That could be in your chart, maybe in your partner's chart. It could have something to do with timing. And a full moon here is definitely significant. So pay attention to the full moon. Do your full moon rituals. I know I always forget to do mine and I need to be better about that, but that will definitely connect you more with your spirit baby. So we are getting a message between balancing spirituality and practicality. So I feel like your spirit baby is someone who does feel this tug between the spiritual world and the external world. And they do have this specific message for you here. And some of you have been like either going to one extreme or the other. So like maybe some of you have been forgetting about spirituality and you've just been like too logical and you've been making all your decisions based on logic and how it should be and like getting too into your head, and you haven't been meditating or praying, or you haven't been doing tarot. You haven't been like doing as much as you should. Or like I said, it could be the other extreme where there is such thing as leaning in too much into spirituality to the point where you're like not making logical decisions, because spirituality is so important, but you have to know how to apply that into the material world. So yeah, that's just a word of advice that your spirit baby is giving you, to try to find more balance into your life. And remember, the spiritual and the practical are equally important, and you should be giving weight to both. So your next card here is Aura, Observation. Interesting. So this card also, as I was shuffling, it did pop out. It was like actually before I even began shuffling, I saw this card. And then, I went into shuffling and then I picked them by random. So yeah, that's definitely means something that this card is coming out. Don't tell the other piles, but I do think pile number 3 is giving me the most spiritual baby right now. And I think that's why they wanted to wait for last. They were like, save me for last. They also have very like incognito energy where like they're definitely not a pick me, if you know what I mean. Like I feel like no hate against pile number 1, but the pile number 1 spirit baby was definitely like, I have to be first, pick me. And Pile number 2 was like a little bit more patient energy. Pile number 3 here, very, very introverted, very quiet, very spiritual. And they are very much an observer. So this spirit baby here is so introverted, and they're going to grow up to be extremely introverted. They're going to be a little bit of a loner. They're really going to like their alone time, and they could definitely, like, when it comes to this card, because I think this is a struggle that you're dealing with, but I think this is also a struggle that your spirit baby deals with, like with each incarnation, because they have definitely lived more than one life so far. I do think they tend to lean much more into the spiritual, which is like really amazing. Like, I love that. We need more spiritual people in this world. We need much more of them to be born here. I think the world would become a much more peaceful place if we had more spiritual people. But they could struggle where like they lean a little too much into spirituality. And I do think that they're kind of on that side of the extreme where like they're very much to themselves, and they do kind of like, they need you to be the one to push them out of their shell. And it's going to be in their nature to want to stay home all the time and to do like nothing. And they might not have any interest in like activities or sports or clubs or anything. Like, they just want to be home all the time. And so it is really important to honor and nourish their spirituality. You want to make sure that they're balanced, and you want to make sure that they're still making practical decisions and they're still putting logic into the picture. But more to say about this card is that they just will be like a very strong observer. And if you don't know what an aura is, which I don't know, you might be familiar with them, maybe not, but an aura is really like in the photo, it's like this color that we transmit into the world, and everyone has one, and they tend to change in colors depending on your mood and your vibration, kind of like a mood ring. And most people cannot see auras, like the majority of people, but there are definitely people who can. And it's, for some people it's a gift, but for some people it is a skill that you can work on, and you can actually learn how to see people's auras. And some people just naturally have like a stronger aura. It's just like easier to see. So your baby will, your spirit baby is communicating with you through auras. So it might help to go into kind of researching what auras are about. So like, you can look it up online. There's books on how to read people's auras, but that is something that will help you connect with your spirit baby while they're still on the other side and before you can meet them. Yeah, your spirit baby really, like, this is their mode of communication, is like through auras and reading auras. And I wouldn't be surprised if they grow up to be someone who can read auras naturally, especially as a baby, while you still have all of those spiritual gifts before the world conditions you to be just completely materialistic and out of touch with your psychic gifts. But I do think your baby is going to have a lot of psychic gifts, and I see them holding on to this and like through their childhood into their adulthood, like honoring their spiritual gifts and really like knowing how to improve them and preserve them too. And they're gonna like notice everything, and like even as a baby you won't realize like how much they're observing and how much they're absorbing and taking in. And when you have your baby, you might find that they're going to be staring at you like all the time. And, you know, I know babies stare at people, but like your baby in particular is really going to be watching you and observing you, and they're taking it all in. Like they're not just staring at you just to stare. Like they are processing information, and they are really like learning the way that you function just by looking at you. And they're going to be doing this with everyone too, not just with you. So like as a baby, when you take them places, they're really going to be watching and observing their surroundings, and they're going to like take so much in. And I see them being like, as they're a kid and they're getting a little bit older and growing up, they will just continue to be that observer. And they might not talk that much. They might like in new situations, they might kind of put themselves in the corner and like not be the spotlight of attention, but like they're listening, and they're just like they're gonna know things like and they'll be like a kid in school, and people will be like, well, how did you know that about this person? And to them it's like obvious just from watching them. Like you know what they say, like the observer knows everyone's secrets, because they're just listening. Like they're not even eavesdropping, they're literally just listening. So like they're gonna know all these things just because they can kind of be like the fly on the wall. So your next card here is Jurgen Saka Sacha. I'm totally saying this wrong, and I apologize. Somebody please correct me, because I'm really bad with words. But this is Transfiguration. So this is from the Herbal Astrology deck, but it's definitely giving me Tower vibes. If you are pretty familiar with tarot, tell me you definitely see the Tower in this card. So this is, we also have Pluto and Mars here. Sorry, that's like more at the top. This card is also like reminding me of this card and this one here, because it's all about like transformation, like I was saying in the beginning, like very transformative energy here. I think it's almost like I feel like your spirit baby is like attracted to chaos, because they are so like the opposite. Like I feel like your spirit baby is so very much like structured and in control and like orderly, but they seem to be very drawn and attracted to chaos and destruction. And it's like that is what pulls them in. So you know, like if you think about it, how we tend to be drawn towards our opposites, we tend to be drawn towards like the things that we think we lack. So yeah, they're really drawn to this chaotic energy. So like if you're wondering when they're going to be born, I feel like your spirit baby is going to be born at a time that's just like super crazy and super hectic, and I think this will probably be a total surprise pregnancy, and you're going to feel like you're not ready for it. You're going to be like, this is too much, like everything just hit the fan. I'm not ready for this. And it's just going to happen. And it's very much because you need this for your highest spiritual growth. Um, but it will bring relief because, like I said, like your spirit baby has very grounding energy. So, like, even though babies are, of course, unpredictable, crazy, chaotic, your baby's personality is going to be very grounded and very calm and collected. So it's like you will need them. And as they get older, you could have even more chaos coming into your life, but like your child is going to be your rock. And it's like when everything in the world is crazy, you can look at your child and be like, you keep me grounded. Like, yeah. Sorry, I paused for a moment because I heard a noise come from my closet. No big deal. And I just assumed it was my cat at first, but I'm looking at the couch and my two cats are both on my couch. So, yeah, that's a little freaky. I definitely have to mention that for my tarot reading. So, yeah, just heard a random noise in the closet and it's just me here, me and my cats. So, yeah, that's that is totally your spirit baby like speaking out right now, being like, "Yep, I'm here. I'm totally here." Wow, that was funny. I don't know if you even heard that on film, but yeah, my closet behind me is just like something made a noise. Anyway, um we have Sweetness, guardian angel. Okay, so your spirit baby is, before they are born and while they are in the spirit world, they are one of your spirit guides. So we all have our own team of spirit guides, and your baby is one of them, your future baby. And this card is obviously telling me sweetness, so this is definitely saying that your baby has such a soft and sweet soul. They will come into this world to be like a healer. I can see them being drawn to animals. I can see them healing animals, healing people as well. Through this watery energy and through their gifts of spirituality, and I can definitely see water sign because we pulled the sign of Cancer and because we have this Pisces here, and then this card really makes me think of the Tower, which is connected to Scorpio. So we have the 3 water signs there, and I mean, we still have some tarot cards to go, so we could totally see other signs too, but strong watery energy, like if they are a different sun sign, they will definitely have water in their moon or rising sign, like very strong feeling of connected to their emotions. Just very adaptable to change too. Like your spirit baby is going to be someone who is extremely adaptable, and even though they're going to they will hate change and they will hate chaos, but they have this just natural adaptability where they can just take a very hectic and crazy, out of control situation, and they can put some type of order and sense into it. And they can make sense out of the craziness in your life. And you could come to them like seeking spiritual guidance, and you could come to them when they're like a kid and be like, why? I don't know why this had to happen in my life. And this just like struck me, and why did my life have to end up this crazy? And your kid will come back with like such wise words, and they're just going to really help you adapt to these changes going on. So yeah, that's really sweet. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I can get from this part. Yeah, I think we are ready to get on to the tarot. So we still have some tarot cards to pull. So the first card we have is Justice. So now we have some Libra energy coming out as well. So there's another sign popping up. So there's definitely this balancing act going on, because I am thinking about this card of balancing spirituality and practicality, and justice is all about keeping order and keeping everything like balanced and structured. So yeah, like I said, like I already repeated this 100 times, but like your spirit baby, their personality is very much structured and in control, and knowing how to keep things balanced and keep it in place. If anything, I do think they will lean more towards spirituality, but they really know how to adapt, and they're really going to help you adapt to new situations and all the craziness that comes into your life in the future, which don't be scared, by the way, because you have their hand to hold. They are going to keep you grounded. And yeah, this is someone who I get this underdog type of energy. This is someone who roots for the underdog, or they really like, they favor those who are less likely to win. So yeah, basically like the underdog. This is someone who roots for those who typically don't win. This is someone who really seeks a sense of justice. Justice is very important to them. So as they get older and they choose a career path, they could totally go into criminal law. They could go maybe even be a lawyer for some of you, or just get into like criminal justice kind of thing. I definitely see them being like an activist, animal rights activist. They could be an environmental activist. They're going to be someone who wants to speak up for those who don't have a voice. And yeah, they really want to make the world a better place. So it's kind of like their life purpose and their reason for coming into this next lifetime as your child is to fight for the poor and fight for those who don't have a voice. And like, they want to make things fair. They want to make things more right into the world. And they will grow up, and from a very, very young age, they will see how corrupt the system is, and they're going to see how politics work, and they're going to see how everything is rigged and everything. It's all politics. They're going to see like how much corruptness there is in the world. This is something they're going to notice very soon. You know, a lot of people go their entire lives not knowing this. Many of us don't begin to notice this until, you know, we're teenagers or we're in college or out in the real world. But I can see your baby, your child learning this like in kindergarten, maybe even earlier. Like their eyes are going to be so wide open to injustices of the world. And now, so as your baby is currently a spirit in the spiritual world, they are very aware of this. But of course, when our souls, you know, our souls have all these memories and all this knowledge, but as soon as we're born is when our memory is wiped from us and we completely forget. Okay, so even though your spirit baby on the other side right now is very aware of injustice of the world, just like every other baby, they will go through that amnesia and they will forget and they will not know what life is or anything about it. But it's like it's going to come back to them very quickly how much injustice there is in the world. And so they'll really like, that's something that really like gets them fired up and gets them passionate. And this is not someone who is fiery at all, but they do have a lot of passion for fighting for equality. Okay, so that was a big message there. I'm going to pull some more tarot cards here. So we have 8 of Pentacles in reverse. We have 6 of Cups. The Lovers, reverse. Knight of Pentacles. And the Fool, reverse. So we have some Aries energy here. We also have Gemini. And remember, Gemini did come up rolling the dice because Gemini is ruled by Mercury here, if you can see that. It's kind of dark. Okay, so your spirit baby, I'm sorry, I've just seen like so many different messages here, so I'm like trying to take it in for a second. I'm trying to figure out where to begin. There's a lot coming up. So first of all, they don't like to try things. They don't like to try new things. They don't like to be the guinea pig. They don't like doing something different. But at the same time, they understand how important change is. So it's like they do seek change and they want the world to change, but they don't like to be, they just don't like the feeling of the unknown. So it's like the reason they adapt to things so quickly is because it's like they have to be in the know all the time and they always have to know what's going on. So like as soon as they get themselves into a new situation, they're going to try to do whatever they can to learn all about it because they don't like dealing with the unknown and they need to know as much as they can. They don't like that feeling of like uncertainty, really. So the Six of Cups here, now this is a really sweet card. This just shows me like a very giving nature, a soul who is very charitable and very sweet and very much like connected to childhood and childlike feelings. I think they are going to, like, when you raise your kid, it's gonna really reflect a lot about your own childhood and the way that you were raised. And you, it's gonna kind of just trigger a lot of memories from when you were a little kid. And yeah, it's gonna kind of like as you're raising your baby, you're just gonna get a lot of hidden flashbacks from when you were a kid, and it's gonna trigger things about your childhood that you have totally forgotten about on the surface. But the soul is someone who is very sweet, and I see them really getting along with everyone, and they really have a knack for the underdog. Like, they really want to help those who need it, and they are just drawn towards people who need help. And that's just so much of their life purpose, is wanting to help people, the people who need it the most. So with this Knight of Pentacles, this is a very communicative card. So it's like they do really have like a strong message for you. I think your baby is gonna have so much to say to you. Even though like they will be quiet around strangers, they will be quiet in new situations. They're definitely someone who doesn't open up right away. You really have to know them for a long time before you can have like a full in-depth conversation with them. But when they talk to you, they are gonna be like nonstop. Like they're just gonna go like on and on. They're just like really gonna calm you down. Like everything they say to you is gonna make you feel like really calm. So like, some people, they talk a lot and it just makes you anxious because it's like they're talking in circles. They're just like talking for the sake of talking. But like your baby, like, as they grow up and they're a kid and they're older, when they speak to you, their words are going to be like so calming and so grounding and just very like down to earth. And you're going to be like in these crazy frantic situations, and your baby is going to come in and be like, just give you such words of wisdom, and they're going to speak very slowly, and it's really going to calm you down. That's all I can say. Like I could see them being like, it's okay. You just have to just speaking really calmly like that. I don't know. And then this Lover's Reverse is a very interesting card. I am like really trying to see what I can get out of this. So this might not apply to all of you, and like I don't want to, if this doesn't apply to your situation, then let it go. But like for whatever reason, I do have to say, like, some of you, this baby could be born while you're experiencing some type of disruption in your relationship or your marriage. Okay, so when you have this baby, you could be going through some problems with that baby mama or baby dada. Like, most extreme case scenario is like you get pregnant and like you soon decide to divorce your partner. And now I'm like, that's just like extreme case scenario. Best case scenario is you and your partner get pregnant, and as you have your baby, there could just be some kind of rift between the two of you. And I'm definitely not like predicting divorce. I'm not predicting separation, but it's gonna be like a little bit rocky between you and your partner when your baby is born, which, like, I'm sorry to say, like, I really don't want to say that, but it is coming up. And it's not necessarily like, I mean, sorry. It's like, it's not necessarily saying that, like, you're automatically going to split up with the person you have this baby with. I'm just saying there will be some type of struggle or separation. And in fact, your baby could actually help you to come back together. It could help you to, like, build a more solid foundation. Like I said, like, your baby is attracted to chaos. So you're not gonna have like the most perfect situation with your partner or your spouse as you have this baby and as you're raising this kid together, okay? There is gonna be kind of like instability in your home. But like that's why your baby is going to be such a blessing, because they're going to make you feel so grounded, and they might even like help save your marriage or save your partnership, because like it's just this really like adaptable and grounding and calming energy. Okay, so it could be a very, even though it sounds scary, and again, like, this might not, if this doesn't apply to you, then you'll know, but like, and it could even be something small, like, you could just have like a few disagreements with your partner, and maybe like you two want to raise your baby in different ways. There will be a little bit of friction between you and your partner, but your baby, I think, like, your baby is here to resolve conflict, and it's your baby wants you to be together. Your baby wants to be born into a mom and a dad, or for some of you, a mom and a mom, or a dad and a dad, but two people. It wants to be born into a family of two people who love each other, and it wants to bring peace. Okay, so definitely, I don't say that message to scare anyone. Like, it's actually supposed to be a good thing. It's like your baby is here to resolve conflict. Okay. So yeah. And one last thing I will say about this is, like, even if you are getting along amazing with your partner, like, it could also not be emotional distance, it could be physical distance. And maybe your partner has to take a different job and they have to move somewhere, or they have like a further commute, and or maybe you have to move somewhere or something like that, like some kind of distance, either emotional or physical. But again, I think like your baby is the peacemaker, and they're here to bring people together. So like, don't worry at all. Don't let that stress you out. So I'm going to pull one more row of tarot cards here. We have Five of Wands reverse. Okay, so like right away, this card is about like resolving conflict. Five of Wands is very much like a group of people mad at each other. So seeing this reverse tells me like resolving it, like trying to get along. Like your baby very much is the peacemaker. Your baby is very much like, can't we all just get along? Can't we all just do our own thing, you know? We have Queen of Cups in reverse. We have the Death card in reverse. Three of Pentacles. And Five of Cups in reverse. So again, I see like a very repeated message. I see like your baby is here. Your baby is attracted to chaos, but they bring this very calm and peaceful energy, and their purpose is to bring peace. They are the peacemaker. That is their soul's purpose here. They definitely want to bring peace within your relationship and your whole family and everyone they meet and their friends and their future family. They are here to resolve the conflict. They're here to help people get along, and they're here to calm people down, and they're here to tell people you need to calm down. So this Three of Pentacles, this could totally be a good sign. Like if this is going to be your first baby here, like if you don't have any other kids yet, I love this card because like I see the three of you working together as a family. I see mom, dad, baby. And again, disclaimer, could be mom, mom, could be dad, dad. But I see the two parents and the baby here. And this is cute because I see like the three of you working as one. I see like everyone finding a common ground. It's like each person in the family has some type of role to play, and it's just like so adorable. It's like you're all working together as a unit, and like you all have like these equal strengths and weaknesses, and together the three of you are like very strong as a family unit. This is also a sign that you are having 3 kids. Okay, especially if this is like your second or third child. I can definitely see 3 kids here. Because that number is just coming out super strong right now. What else? I mean, we also had 4 too, so it could also be 4 kids. So we have the Death in reverse, and the Death card is also Scorpio, and earlier we had this Tower card also ruled by Scorpio. So again, Scorpio is coming out, and yeah, lots of water signs. Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces is all strong here. But again, you know, there's also Libra. We also had, what else? Yeah, we have a little bit of everything. Gemini too. Gemini, Virgo with the Mercury. So like, of course, all of you are going to have different signed babies. I mean, this is a general reading, but those signs are popping out the most, the ones I just mentioned. So yeah, back to this Death card reverse. So this is really about like, first of all, the Death card, this is all about like change and destruction and going into a new life, reincarnation. And so to see this reverse is like this shows me like your baby coming in and here to really like help you rebuild that foundation and just stabilize you during uncertain times. And sorry to keep repeating the same message, but that is coming out very strong here. Just a huge conflict resolver. I'm trying to see if there is anything else. I mean, yeah, your spirit baby had that very direct message for you. And I just want to take a moment to see if there's like any final words. Okay, just give me a second before I leave your reading. Is there any like guidance or advice that your spirit baby has for you? Is there anything that can come out? Okay, so one thing I'm getting is that there's something about the past coming up. So there could be some type of reunion going on for some of you, or if not right now, like in the near future. I do feel like your current partner, the person you're meant to be with, I feel like it's very likely that they are already in your life and you already know who they are. And this person, I feel like you know deep in your heart who this person is, who you are going to have this baby with. And I see that they want to offer you commitment, but you could just be very nervous about the future, and you could feel like things are kind of unpredictable with this person. But I feel like a lot of you, like, you already know who the father of this child is. I don't think, I'm pretty sure most of you have already met this person. You're already with this person. Okay, I mean, there's definitely a chance that you could be totally single right now, but I'm getting like the majority of you who picked this pile, like, you know who you're having your spirit baby with. And I think their final words is just like, don't be worried, like, don't be scared about losing this person. You will probably go through periods of instability with them, but they're always going to be there for you. They're always going to come back to you. And they do always want to be with you at the end of the day. Even if you guys do have problems in your relationship, they will always come back to you, basically. So yeah, just your spirit baby is saying, like, don't worry about someone leaving you. Don't worry about them like being distant from you, and that like this distance is only temporary. And yeah, despite the challenges, despite the chaos in your life, they're going to be here for you. They're going to be, your spirit baby will be your rock, and they're going to keep you grounded. Okay, so I'm going to wrap it up there. I hope this reading made sense to you. I hope it resonated. If it was totally off, you can always choose another pile, or you could be curious about the other piles. And, you know, it doesn't hurt to give them a look and see if that might resonate more. But yeah, just take a final look at this beautiful crystal. I love the way it glows, more so on this side. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for your positive comments. I really appreciate it so much. And let me know if you want to see more. I wish you many blessings. Namaste.